And we're back once again, and we get another great opportunity to speak with one of this year's Athletics Hall of Fame inductees, KristaLee Gentile Mellott, a former soccer player joining us. KristaLee, congrats!
Thank you so much. I'm so honored.
We're so honored to be able to have you and to be able to see you being inducted into the top of the honor in athletics here at Bucknell. When you started, did you ever foresee yourself being a Hall of Famer at Bucknell?
I don't think so. I mean, when I came in, the program was a very different program than when we graduated, and the girls that came in around me really made it possible for it to be something that was achievable.
You were so good at getting the goals. You were so good at putting them in the net. What made you such a great soccer player, you feel?
Well, my style of play was a little different than what you'll see out there on the field today. It was a very aggressive. We were hard-nosed, gritty. I'd say having 3 brothers really made a difference. All my brothers who are here today, they're all over 6 feet, and they did not give me any, grace period to get used to it. So, everything that I did when I played, it was very physical. It was, knock them down and get the goal. So it worked out.
Is that a mindset more than just the physical aspect? Is it a mindset to say, I'm going to kind of force the issue?
I think so. I mean, coming in, I had some great coaches in Kristi Finley and Ben Landis, and there was a night where Kristi told me, I expect you to score goals. And I took that really to heart that night, and it changed the way I played. I used to write, score or else and put it in my sock. And I held myself to the expectation that if I didn't score, we didn't win. And, same thing on defense. If I didn't stop the defense from breaking out, it was my fault if they scored. So it is a mindset, and it did serve me well.
You took it personally then, basically, I guess.
Absolutely. I mean, I think it's a thing about accountability and it wasn't just me, with Jen DeVerix and Krista Matlack coming in, Jen Margolis. We had people who, every single one of us wanted to score goals, but it was also, you want to be the shooter, but you have to make that decision, is this going to go in? Because I have, these other amazing goal scorers on the team. So there was years where, Jen scored 12 goals. The other Jen scored 12 goals. The 2 Kristas, we scored 12 goal seasons or whatever it was. But yeah, there was a mindset that you have to be the one to do it. And if you're not going to get it done, get the ball to someone who will. And it was great. I mean, those were some years where we scored tons of goals, and it was the same thing. Every single one of us was out there, trying to put it in the back of the net.
You segue greatly when you talked about going from one coach to another coach, 2 different styles in Kristi Finley and Ben Landis, but you fit in seamlessly. How come?
Well, I think there was a big difference in the way that when Ben came in, Ben really built a program around the players that he had at the time. And, we played a 3-back, which was really uncommon in the Patriot League at the time. And it just made us more of an attacking force. And basically it was score more goals. I think we won most games in 2005, 3-2, maybe 4-3. We were looking for lots of goals, and there was that concept here at Bucknell where, you want to get it done, and scoring goals is a way to win. So
it fit right into your style. What is it you liked so much about soccer? I mean, the team aspect, but also the individual side of things. I
think soccer in general, and especially here at Bucknell, the most important thing is it builds character. You're not out there by yourself as much as there's some people who, rack up stats. There's, players like Shannon Curd who just hustled more than any other player I've ever seen. Megan Ferris, who was a wall in the back. All of the goalies that came through. Katie Dry. I mean, it's as much as you have to do your job, it's a group mentality, and you learn to work with one another and bring out the best in people. So I think that team aspect is really what draws you into soccer.
Yeah, are you using some of that team aspect even today in your real world life, I guess, after you graduate from Bucknell and quit the soccer playing, at least here at Bucknell?
Yeah, I mean, soccer drew me right back in. I think a year after I graduated, I took a graduate assistantship, went back into coaching, and I fell in love with coaching, and I fell in love with building, young women into better people and things like that. So that's really what drew me back in, was the off the field stuff with the girls. And then, yeah, coaching's been great for me. And now I'm coaching U10. They're 10 this year. Travel soccer, which is a very different game, but it's really, really enriching, and it's really, something I love to do.
Do you see young ladies, even at that young age, with some of your tendencies, with some of your tenacity, with some of your grit, and you're saying, and when you say to them, even at that young age, they take it personally too?
Well, I will say my daughter has a lot of that grit. She's one of the players that at some point, if you make her mad, like yesterday, she scored a goal. She was like, it was a mad goal. Because, there's this, it's a personality trait that I don't even know if you can train it. It's something that's in these kids and they grow with it. And if their game develops around it, you can definitely bring it out. But it's really hard to, teach that to a kid. But in women's soccer, specifically in the youth level, it's so different. And they're so, much more aggressive and they're more technical than we ever were. So so you definitely see it in the younger kids nowadays.
Before we let you go, you alluded to the fact you have a daughter. Any other children? Where are you all living now?
So my husband and I, Joe Mellott, former Bucknell standout soccer player in his own right. We have 3 children. Talia, she's 9. Joe Jr., he's 7, and Owen, who will be 6 next week. And we live in Maryland right now, so we really love it.
Well, we love it talking with you. Congratulations, KristaLee. What a great honor and well-deserved.
Thank you so much.
KristaLee Gentile Mellott, as she is another inductee into this year's Athletics Hall of Fame.